Do you shower every day? If the answer is yes, know that, after the age of 60, this common routine may be doing more harm than good. And science already has solid explanations for this. For decades, we have learned that daily showering was synonymous with hygiene and responsibility. It was almost a silent rule in most homes. But the body you have today, at 60, 70, or 80 years old, is not the same as when you were 30 or 40. The way your skin, your immunity, and even your circulatory system react to this habit changes a lot, and ignoring this can be costly. What few people know is that showering is not just a moment of cleaning. It directly influences the natural protection of your skin, the balance of beneficial bacteria that live on it, the stability of your blood pressure, and even your physical safety inside the house. It's no exaggeration. Doctors have warned that maintaining the same showering pattern as in youth without adaptations can accelerate skin dryness, weaken the immune system, increase the risk of infections, and even cause serious falls in the bathroom. And here's an important detail. It's not about abandoning hygiene or showering less to save water. The point is to understand when and how daily showering stops being a benefit and starts becoming a risk, and how small changes can make a huge difference in your health and comfort. Throughout this video, we will show 6 medical reasons to rethink how often you shower, bringing real cases of people who have made this change and felt surprising improvements. And the last reason, especially, will completely change the way you see this simple habit. Therefore, if you want to protect your skin, your immunity, and your safety, while maintaining a healthy routine, stay with me until the end. The following information can prevent problems that we often only notice when it is too late. When we talk about showering in maturity, few people associate this moment with an immediate risk. But the truth is that for those over 60, the bathroom can become one of the most dangerous places in the house. Slippery floors, loose rugs, excessive steam, and sudden temperature changes create a perfect scenario for falls, and the consequences, at this stage of life, can be serious. Very hot showers dilate blood vessels, which can cause a temporary drop in blood pressure. For a young person, this is rarely a problem. But for an elderly person, this drop in pressure can result in dizziness, momentary loss of balance, and even fainting. Now imagine this situation with a wet body inside a shower stall or on a smooth floor. A simple slip can mean a fracture, a long hospitalization, and even loss of independence. That's exactly what happened to Donna Marisa, 78 years old. Accustomed to taking a hot shower as soon as she woke up, she never imagined that this routine could be dangerous. One winter morning, she felt dizzy when she leaned over to turn off the faucet. She didn't have time to support herself and fell, fracturing her hip. After months of recovery and physical therapy, she decided to change. She reduced the frequency of showers to 3 times a week, started using warm water, and installed support bars in the bathroom. Since then, she hasn't had any more scares. Simple measures such as installing a non-slip mat, using safety bars, avoiding showers when you are very tired, and preferring times when the body is more awake can greatly reduce the risk. And of course, shortening the time in the shower and lowering the water temperature not only protect your skin, but also help keep your blood pressure stable. Safety should come before any habit. After all, there's no point in taking care of hygiene if the very moment of cleaning represents a danger. Over the years, our skin undergoes profound changes. It becomes thinner, loses elasticity, produces less natural oil, and retains less water. This means that the protective barrier, that invisible layer that maintains hydration and prevents the entry of microorganisms, becomes more vulnerable. And here is the critical point. Long daily showers with very hot water can accelerate this wear process. When hot water comes into contact with the skin for a long time, it dissolves part of the natural lipids that form this barrier. The same happens with aggressive soaps, which remove not only dirt, but also oils essential for skin health. The result? Dryness, constant itching, flaking, and even small cracks. These microlesions not only cause discomfort, but can also serve as an entry point for bacteria and fungi, increasing the risk of infections. That's what Mr. Armando, 82 years old, experienced, who has always been proud of his discipline with hygiene. He took a hot shower every day, even on the coldest days. Over time, he began to notice reddish spots and flaking on his arms and legs. He thought it was an allergy, but the dermatologist was direct. It was extreme dryness caused by excessive showering and the temperature of the water. It was enough to reduce to 3 showers a week, change the soap for a milder one, and apply moisturizer immediately after getting out of the shower to notice a visible improvement in a few weeks. Ideally, opt for warm water, neutral or mild liquid soaps, and moisturize the skin immediately after showering, especially arms, legs, and back, which tend to dry out more. Small changes like these keep the protective barrier intact, reduce irritation, and preserve skin health for longer. Taking care of the skin is not just a matter of aesthetics, but of protection and quality of life. The skin is much more than a coating of the body. It is, in fact, one of the most important organs of the immune system. In addition to forming a physical barrier against viruses, bacteria, and fungi, it houses a community of beneficial microorganisms known as the cutaneous microbiota that acts as a natural defense. And here is a detail that few people know. Frequent showers, especially with aggressive soaps and hot water, can disrupt this protection. When we wash the skin excessively, we remove not only dirt and sweat, but also part of this protective microbiota. It's as if we knock down the fence and open the gate to invaders. For those over 60, this represents an even greater risk, as the immune system naturally becomes less efficient over time. A simple crack caused by dryness can turn into an entry point for skin infections, such as bacterial cellulitis, which requires medical treatment and sometimes hospitalization. A clear example is that of Donna Elvira, 75 years old. Proud of her discipline, she took a hot shower every day and used antibacterial soaps frequently. At first, it seemed like just zeal for hygiene. Over time, she began to develop small lesions on her legs that did not heal easily. The diagnosis was clear. The natural barrier of the skin was weakened, and the absence of beneficial microbiota facilitated infections. It was enough to reduce the frequency of showers, change the soap for a mild version, and moisturize the skin daily for the problems to decrease drastically. To maintain the natural protection of the skin, the ideal is to adopt a strategic hygiene. Wash daily areas that really need constant attention, such as hands, face, armpits, and intimate area, and reserve the complete shower for 2 or 3 days a week, except in situations that require extra cleaning. This simple change preserves the microbiota, maintains the protective barrier, and strengthens immunity, without giving up the feeling of cleanliness and freshness. Taking a warm shower can be a delightful sensation. It relaxes muscles, relieves tension, and even gives the impression of renewing energy. This happens because hot water causes a temporary dilation of blood vessels, facilitating circulation and improving blood flow throughout the body. This immediate effect is beneficial for many people, but when showers are very frequent or excessively hot, the impact on the circulatory system may cease to be positive, especially in old age. With advancing age, the elasticity of blood vessels decreases and the heart no longer pumps as efficiently. Under these conditions, very hot and long showers repeated daily can cause drops in blood pressure, dizziness, and even fainting. These episodes, in addition to being dangerous in themselves, can trigger serious accidents, especially inside the bathroom. People with a history of heart disease, varicose veins, low blood pressure, or circulation problems are even more vulnerable to this type of reaction. That's what happened to Mr. Edvaldo, 79 years old. He has always been a fan of long showers, twice a day to wake up in the morning and relax at night. However, he began to feel dizzy and weak shortly after getting out of the shower. When reporting the problem to the doctor, he discovered that excessive heat and high frequency were overloading his circulatory system. The recommendation was clear: reduce the water temperature, limit the shower time, and space the frequency to 3 times a week. In a few weeks, the episodes of dizziness disappeared and his disposition improved. The solution is simple. Keep the water at a warm temperature, limit the time in the shower, and avoid times when the body is more vulnerable, such as right after waking up or after a heavy meal. Thus, it is possible to enjoy the momentary benefit of vasodilation without putting cardiovascular balance at risk. Small adaptations in the routine can mean more safety, more energy, and a protected heart. For many people, showering is more than a simple act of hygiene. It can be a moment of pleasure, relaxation, and even introspection. It is that space in the day where no one interrupts, where the mind slows down and the body finds temporary relief from tensions. However, in maturity, the frequency and how this habit is practiced can also be linked to the emotional state, and often give important clues about what is happening in mental health. Some elderly people, when facing loneliness, grief, or anxiety, start taking showers more often than necessary, using this moment as an emotional escape. Hot water and isolation offer a sense of control and momentary comfort. On the other hand, there are those who go to the opposite extreme. Avoid showers for days or weeks, which may indicate lack of motivation, depressive symptoms, or other emotional challenges. In both cases, showering ceases to be just a physical care and begins to reflect the psychological state. That's how it was with Donna Teresa, 76 years old, who, after losing her husband, started taking 2 showers a day, one in the morning and one at night. For her, it was a way to feel alive and have some control over the routine. Over time, her skin began to show redness and constant itching. When talking to her daughter, she realized that she was using the shower as a refuge to deal with sadness. With family support and medical guidance, she adjusted the frequency and sought other ways to reconnect emotionally, such as outdoor walks and meetings with friends. Understanding the relationship between showering and emotional well-being is fundamental. A balanced frequency, usually 2 to 3 showers per week, except for extra needs, keeps the skin healthy and avoids physical wear, without giving up the positive emotional aspect of this moment. And, if the shower becomes an exaggerated or too rare habit, it's time to look inward, identify the causes, and seek support. Taking care of the mind is as important as taking care of the body. Throughout this video, we have seen that showering is much more than a hygiene habit. It directly influences the health of the skin, the strength of our immunity, the safety in everyday life, the balance of circulation, and even our emotional well-being. Small adjustments, such as reducing the frequency, opting for warm water, using mild soaps, and keeping the bathroom safe, can represent a huge gain in comfort, protection, and quality of life, especially after the age of 60. It is important to remember that there is no single rule for everyone. Ideally, observe how your body reacts, notice signs of dryness, fatigue, dizziness, or skin irritation, and adapt your routine accordingly. Often, what we call taking care of hygiene may actually be wearing down our defenses and increasing unnecessary risks. Changing such an ingrained habit may seem strange at first, but the reward comes quickly: more well-being, fewer problems, and a routine that really favors health. Now I want to hear from you. How many times a week do you usually shower? Had you thought about the effects that the frequency and temperature of the water can have on your health? Leave your comment with the phrase "conscious shower" to show that you have come this far and are committed to healthier habits. And if this video brought useful information to you, like, subscribe to the channel and share with someone who can benefit from these guidelines. Remember, taking care of yourself is not just treating diseases. It is preventing, adapting, and choosing what is good for the body and the mind.